A York County site is having quite the history today, 200th anniversary celebration this week.
Robert Stover has more from the Wallace Cross Mill in East Hopewell Township on how you can get involved in this special celebration.
Tonight's celebration is scheduled to begin at 6:30 this afternoon at the York County History Center, but our story with the Wallace Cross Mill starts back 200 years ago in 1826.
Well, Alexander Wallace built the mill and the house on the hill in 1826 for milling grain, and they set up a vertical sawmill powered by water to cut the framework and the wood to build the mill here. So it's been milling ever since 1826 with two families, the Wallaces and the Crosses.
And I'd like to talk about the Wallaces briefly before the Crosses. Now, one of the things about tonight's program is to recognize the Wallace sisters for Women's History Month. What exactly was their contribution, or why are they being remembered, this month?
Well, Alexander Wallace, like I said, started in 1826 when he built the mill, and then his daughters, he didn't have sons, and in 1863 the Civil War was going on and there wasn't men available to run the mill, so his daughters started running the mill in 1863 and then ran it until 1890 when their nephew Nelson Cross started running it, and that's how it got in the Cross family. Then his son Harry ran it after that until he donated to the York County Park System.
And I believe he donated the building to the park system in 1979. It was 77 when it was added to the National Historic Registry of Places. And so what is the mill used for now?
Well, the mill is part of the York County Park System, and we do tours on Sundays from May till October. On Sunday afternoons it's open, but as far as a picnic area, it's open all year round, so anybody can come down here and have family picnics and dip your feet in the creek and enjoy the mill. It's not open, the building isn't open except Sundays, but the mill is always open for a picnic area.
It's definitely a beautiful property. And last question before we throw it back to the studio. When it comes to historic building structures like this one, why is it important to continue telling those stories and making sure that they can stay as pristine as possible in the community?
Well, children nowadays don't know that to your food, where their food comes from, and this is an opportunity to come and see what the grain looks like before the milling process. We have samples in here of the different grains that were milled, and then how they grind the grain into the flour and corn into cattle feed. So it's important for young people especially that don't have farming background to understand where their food is coming from.
Once again, today's program is scheduled to begin at 6:30 this afternoon at the York County History Center. It is free and open to the public. For more of my conversation with Duane, you can find that on our website, fox43.com. Live in East Hopewell Township, York County, Robert Stover, Fox 43 News.